I feel like I can put my hand straight through a brick wall right now with this professional boxing hand wrap. And on this video, I'm going to show you how you can wrap and tape your hands like a professional boxing coach without needing a coach. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you a method to be able to reuse this hand wrap so you can wear it again and again without having to do it. You're going to need at least 4 rolls of gauze, a couple of rolls of tape, and it's important to have this set up before you start. You're going to cut 6 pieces of tape around 10 inches in length, and then around 8 pieces of tape around 6 inches in length. You want to grab your gauze and you want to wrap it around your hand. So what you're going to do, you're going to spread your fingers wide, and then you're going to start going around like this. Go around a few times. Then I want you to go a little bit deeper. Now we want to get this around 4 to 5 inches in length. Use the full hand wrap to do this, because this is going to be the pattern that goes underneath your wrap to give your knuckles the support they need. So you're going to set this up before you actually start wrapping your hands. And then once you've went all the way around as wide as you can like that, then you're going to grab a little piece of tape and cushion that in there. You're going to take this off your hand like this. And now you've got the layer right there that should be around the size of your knuckles and your fingers. So now I've got my pattern here. I've got all of my tape here alongside us. I've got the scissors. I've got more tape here, and then I've got more gauze here. What I'm going to start off with doing is getting a roll of the gauze, and you're going to start off putting it around your wrist. So I always just grab it with my finger there and start off a little bit messy, but from there it's smooth. Now you want to go around your wrist 4 or 5 times. Then from your wrist you're going to come up to around your thumb. You're going to go all the way around your thumb, around the back of your hand, then all the way around your thumb again, then round the back of your hand, then again. Now you can do this multiple times if you've got sore thumbs. Now from there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around the knuckles. Now I'm going around the knuckles a couple of times, and I'm going to stop there. Then I'm going to go around the back of the hand, coming back down to the wrist. And because these gauze wraps that I've got is very short, I've kind of run out of wrap there, which is fine. Just going to press it on there. I'm going to get my next one. I'm going to stop it on the wrist again. Now I'd say it's time to add in what I'd say is the most important thing, which is the pattern for your knuckles. So I'm going to lay that on my knuckles there. It's important that when you've done your pattern, you've got a layer smooth that's right in the middle, because what we're going to do, we're going to fold that over, and you want that to be your knuckles right there. Then from here, that's balancing on my hand, because I've got my fingers out. I'm going to go around lightly, like that. And from there, I'm going to go around a little bit more tighter. And I'm going to move this around if needed to make sure it's in the perfect position, which is covering all 4 knuckles. Now from here, I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to secure this in like that. Now it looks a bit messy, but it's fine, trust me. I'm going to go around the bottom of this to secure it in, then go around the top of this to keep it secured in. Now I want to turn my hand and just make sure that I want to keep this palm area open, like that, right? Now what I'm going to do, I've come around the back of my hand, I'm going to go through my pinky finger and my ring finger, then from there, I'm going to come to the side of my hand. We're not going to go all the way back down, we're going to come to the side. Then I'm going to go around the back of the hand, then I'm going to go through the next fingers there, then I'm going to come around the other side. And I think it's very important, that I missed off, is you keep making fists while you're doing this to stop it from getting too tight. Then from here, I'm going to go through the last finger, and then again around the side of my hand, and then back down around the back. Now again, because of these gauze is really small that I've got, I've run out, so I'm going to use the last one. You know, there's lots of different type of gauzes that you can get, but I got these ones from the pharmacy here in Thailand, which are tiny. I should have had them, what's like 2 or 3 times the size of this. So start back on the wrist. I'm going to go around. Now the wrap is kind of done. I'm just going to tidy it up a bit more, especially the knuckles. You see how this is sticking out there like that? It's pretty ridiculous. So I'm just going to go over the top of that. And then when I do that, I'm going to make a fist, pull it tighter, open it up, go around, make a fist, pull it tighter, open it up, back around the back of the hand. Now, as you can see, it's starting to look like a pretty decent hand wrap. Go around the thumb again, by all means. And then the wrap is just about done before we move on to the tape area and we really make it next level. Keep that on. Now it's time to get your roller tape. We're not ready for the strips yet. And we're going to start with your wrist. And we're going to go around the wrist a few times. Now it's important when you do this, keep your hand open because this expands your wrist. Now if you've got your hand tightly closed like this and you go around tight, when you open, it makes it very hard for it to be able to expand and it makes it too tight and it will stop the blood. So from there, I want to continue to go around the wrist multiple times, around the back of the hand. I'm going to go over here. You never want to go over the palm area there. Then from there, around the knuckles, like that. Then back around, doing the figure 8 there. And then we're going to simply tear it off. Now, it's time for the magic. What we're going to do, we're going to get these big 10-inch pieces of tape. Now, if they're not exactly 10 inches, that's fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this under the back of our hand there. We're going to nip it here because we want to keep this thin. And then we're going to come around and we're going to pull this pretty tight, coming up the back there. If it's over your hand there, it's totally fine. Now that's one. So we've pulled that tight because what we're doing here, we're creating kind of like a bar for us to grip onto. Now we're going to do the next one, putting that underneath, pinching this tight, coming around the back, making a fist as we do this, and then coming down like that. Again, this is too long. I must have went 12 inches, but it's all good, it doesn't matter. And then the final one. It's important that when we're doing this, we want to try and keep this as flat as we can without any crinkles, although I've got a crinkle in the first one, but it doesn't matter. Now I've got this bar area underneath here, my palm is wide open. Now it's time for the next bit, which with these pieces of 6-inch tape that you've got there, all we're going to do is we're going to put these in a crisscross over the back of the hand. We want to give these bones in the back of our hand some extra support. And this right here does that. So I've done one way. I'm going to do this one the other way. Now, I like to pull it really tight for this because when I show you how to save these and use them, reuse them again in the future, it will really help. So I went again. I'm going to do this 4 times, just layering it a little bit so I'm not actually going over the exact same area. Down like that. And then the last one. I'm going to do one more like that. If you've seen, I'm actually trying to keep this smooth, but I'm layering it so it's not right over the top, it's at the side a little bit. Now, already, that's feeling like a solid hand wrap, but we want it even more solid. So we're going to grab our tape again, and we're going to make it look very pretty. Because if you're subscribed to this channel, you know that I like pretty things. Now that is an absolute lie. I'm not bothered. Coming around, keep my hand open, keep making fists. And now I'm going to do the layers around the thumb area there. But it's important when you do this, you keep moving your thumb. So it's went around, move your thumb, and then secure it in. Like that, keeping it smooth, 2 around the thumb. Now, one thing about the thumb is, if you don't like the thumb being wrapped, I probably wouldn't wrap it. Because I remember when I was getting my hands wrapped before my sessions, I really didn't like getting my thumb wrapped. So I just told the coach and I didn't wrap the thumb. So as you see, I've used 1 roll of tape already, but it's fine. It's fine, it'll be worth it. Now you're going to start again at the bottom. If you have got these bits sticking out here, you can easily tidy them up by just going over them like that. But now we want to come up the back of the hand and go around the back of the knuckles here where this tape is. We want to secure this in so it doesn't come loose. Again, trying to keep this as smooth as possible. But when you've got a coach doing this for you, it's a lot easier than it is doing it on yourself. But we're making it work. That's what we do. We make it work. Coming around the back, over the top of the knuckles. Now, in boxing, I think it's around 1 inch where you've got to keep free if you wanted to fight with these wraps, but we're not fighting. So you can go over that there if you like, where it's going a bit closer to the knuckles, because we want to get this really secure because we're going to be reusing it and we're not going to be fighting in this. Then it's there. I'm going to come back around the bottom of the hand, back around the wrist a couple more times. And the reason why I'm putting so much tape on, I probably would have stopped by now if I wasn't using this again, is because we want to reuse this. We want it to be solid and pretty durable. now the tips went behind the hand, keeping this tidy here. Now I want to get behind the knuckles smoothed out like this, and coming down, around, trying to keep this smooth as possible so it looks good, and opening my hand and closing my hand all the time so it's not too tight. Right there, once that's done, you want to press on this. Get the tape tight and secure so it's next to your hand and it's very snug. Also, what you can do, if the wrap ends up a little bit tight, you can cut it just here a little bit to loosen it off. But what I'm doing, I'm cutting here just to give myself more room inside of the palm area. Then there's a little bit of wrap there. Cut that off, tidy it up, give it a little haircut, if you like. A bit there. And when you turn the palm over, you can see I've got this kind of bar area to grip onto. The pattern is right in the front of the knuckles there. So now the wrap's done, I'm ready to go with one hand, and then you can obviously do the other hand. But what I'm going to do right now is show you a method of being able to keep this wrap and reuse it. You're going to have to cut it off. So you need some sharp scissors. Now be very careful while you're doing this, but you're going to cut straight down the wrist here, like this, because I've put lots of tape on it sharp. And as you can see there, I'm just going to loosen it, pull my thumb out slowly, trying to keep the wrap as still smooth as possible. And then I'm going to take my hand out of the wrap like this. And once you've used the hand wrap, it will be easier to take it out. But now you see, the hand wrap is like this, and it's got all of these frays here. We kind of need to keep them together. So what you're going to do with your tape is get pieces of tape just about the size of that, and we're going to tape these together so the frays, the end of the wrap, is not going to come out if you pull it. And then the other side, and then from here, what I'm going to show you is kind of the magic behind keeping these very durable. So we've done that, but now I want to put some behind here as well. So I'm going to put one straight through the middle, and from there I'm going to come up around the back like that, and now I'm going to put multiple layers inside as well. So now we've done that, we've got the back of the hand wraps all set, and you can add more on there as needed over time. Now what you're going to do, you're going to slide your hand back in. It will be a little bit tighter first, but it's even tighter for me because I've not used it yet. Take the knuckles in first, secure. Then once the knuckles are in, you're just going to put your thumb through here, which should be a little bit more simple than the knuckles. And now we've got it on, we're going to pull it tight in, put your hand all the way in. But now obviously we need to tape this around here. So we're just going to get our tape, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to put it on there. We're going to tape it around. First layer softly, and then, my friend, we're going to go around a few more times. Put it as tight as you like. We'll do a layer there. I'm going to do an extra layer around the thumb because this actually came loose, more loose than I would have liked it to have. My second roll of tapes ran out there. And then it is ready to go again. But the more you use it, the better it will be because your hand will mold in. Now, if you have the standard hand wraps like this, the 180 inch, I've got an amazing method of showing you how to wrap your own hands with this style of wrap with no tape. Click here and watch this video next.